Game Realm, Rebirth Magic. Chapter 1, Rebirth and Adventure. In the modern city, Li Tianya is an ordinary game fanatic, and in order to shine in the arena, he has spent countless days and nights honing his gaming skills. However, in a crucial match, he failed to win the title and instead unexpectedly fell into a crushing blow. When he returned home full of disappointment, suddenly, the outline of the world was abnormal, and with a flash of white light, his whole person seemed to be pulled into a time tunnel by some invisible force. When he opened his eyes again, he found himself back 10 years ago, reborn when he was a teenager. But all these changes made him a little confused. He is no longer the ordinary teenager who soaks in games every day, but has returned to his youthful appearance, but at the same time, he also has a talent for games and experiences that he has never had. Li Tianya's heart was full of confusion, but as time passed, he gradually realized that this world was not just a reality in his memory, but some kind of strange world called the magical realm. Many incomprehensible things in reality come to life like the plot in the game. Chapter 2, Strange Flair for Play. Li Tianya began to feel that his talent for gaming had become extremely powerful in this world. It's not just about controlling the game, it's also about an intuitive perception of the rules of this magical world. Whenever he enters an unfamiliar environment, whether it is a maze, a monster attack, or a puzzle solving, he is always able to deal with it easily, and even uses some unknown game talent to exert his extraordinary abilities. That doesn't mean he's comfortable from the start, though. During his first few adventures, Li Tianya found that he had no idea how to use these game rules to fight the challenges of reality. What he possesses is not only a keen perception of the game, but also an ability known as combat power guidance. Whenever he faces a difficult situation, a clear path always emerges in front of his eyes, and this path guides him on how to defeat his enemies and how to break through them. However, this way of relying too much on the rules of the game also puts him in great danger. Although he has great combat power, in this magical world, not all enemies can be defeaed by a simple pass the battle. Chapter 3, The Rules of the Magical World. On a dark and windy night, Li Tianya passed by a place called the Tower of Divine Refining, which was said to possess infinite strength and countless treasures, but was also full of deadly traps and powerful enemies. Li Tianya wanted to leave, but met a figure at the gate of the tower. It was a young man, dressed in a blue-grey robe, with a grim face and an inexplicable sense of threat between his eyebrows. He called himself Murong Tianxing, a powerful man from the Knights Templar who wanted to find the legendary source of magic, and this tower was the only way to that source. Murong Tianxing told Li Tianya that the rules of this world were completely different from the rules of the game he was familiar with. Although Li Tianya's talent for gaming gives him an advantage in many ways, in this world, there are some powers that cannot be overcome by relying on skill and game rules alone. You don't just have a talent for gaming. A glimmer of recognition flashed in Murong Tianxing's eyes. Everyone here, no matter how strong they were, couldn't ignore the rules of this world itself. You can control it, but you can control it in reverse. Li Tianya fell into deep thought after hearing these words. He realizes that although he has a great talent for gaming, he needs more wisdom and caution to be truly successful in this magical world. Chapter 4, Experiments in the Tower. With the leadership of Murong Tianxing, Li Tianya stepped into the Tower of Divine Refining and began one of the most difficult challenges in his life. The layers of trials in the tower tested the wisdom and courage of him and Murong Tianxing. Each floor has different rules and challenges, some to solve puzzles and others to defeat powerful enemies. Li Tianya used his unique intuition and combat power to guide him through several levels, but he soon discovered that these challenges were not just simple passing, and that each of them hid a huge conspiracy. On the fifth layer, he meets a mysterious woman with unfathomable strength, Lu Yuelin. She looks like a delicate woman, but she is actually one of the guardians of the tower. Lu Yuelin told Li Tianya that in this tower, behind the trials on each floor, there are battles and conspiracies of different forces. And the challenge he faces, not only for his own survival, but also to uncover the true secrets of the tower. Do you think you will be able to easily beat a level if you have a talent for gaming? Lu Yuelin chuckled, this is just an illusion, every layer in the tower is designed to challenge your heart. Chapter 5, The Piercing of the Heart. As the trial deepened, Li Tianya's heart began to undergo subtle changes. Each level of challenge is like a mirror, reflecting his deepest fears and uneasiness. In these tests, Li Tianya had to face his past cowardice, failure, and confusion about the future. He is no longer the teenager who only knows how to rely on the talent of play, but gradually grows into an adventurer who can think independently and face difficulties bravely. However, this journey will not be easy, especially as he begins to come into contact with the various powerful and hidden forces in the tower. Not only does he have to contend with enemies from the outside, but he also has to contend with the dark side of his own heart. On the 6th layer, Li Tianya faced a near-fatal battle. His body was exhausted, and the guidance of his game talent was no longer able to cope with this life-and-death battle. He had to rely on his strong convictions, fight the fear in his heart, and finally win. Chapter 6, Revealing the Truth. When Li Tianya broke through the last floor and came to the top of the tower, he found that this was not only the end of a trial, but also the beginning of a great conspiracy. The secret at the top of the tower reveals the truth behind this magical world. This world is actually a game world of ancient magic and mystical powers, and all challenges and trials are aimed at electing a true world leader. Li Tianya's talent for gaming allowed him to break through these challenges step by step, but in the face of this final truth, he understood that the real battle had just begun. He must make a choice whether to become the master of this world, or simply to continue to find his own path as a passerby. At this moment, a mysterious voice sounded, "Li Tianya, are you ready to become the master of this world?" Li Tianya took a deep breath. His heart was extremely determined. He knew that no matter how difficult the road was, he was ready to meet any challenge. Chapter 7, Choosing the Weight. Li Tianya stood at the top of the tower and looked around. At this time, there seemed to be countless eyes staring at him around him, which were all the forces from this magical world, whether it was elves, magicians, orcs, or humans. Their eyes revealed anticipation and anxiety. This is a situation he has never experienced before, a powerful being who will choose the future of the new world, and the burden of it all is on his shoulders. He could feel the pressure. This is no longer a simple game, but a real world where he is not only responsible for himself, but also has to make decisions for all life and future in this world. Li Tianya knew that no matter what choice he made, the result would have a profound impact on the entire magical world. At this time, Lu Yuelin, who was standing in front of Li Tianya, said softly, "Li Tianya, this tower is actually the oldest existence in this world. Its founder had prophesied that the one who chose the top of the tower would be the leader of the new world. And you, now, have that choice." Choice. Li Tianya frowned slightly, his heart was still confused. "I just want to protect this world and find a new path for this world. How can I carry such a burden?" Lu Yuelin looked at him, her eyes were full of understanding and pity. "You don't have to rush to conclusions. You can choose to keep going and seek more answers, or you can give up the position and choose to let someone else carry the burden. Everyone has to make a choice, and being a leader means taking all the responsibility for a world, and it's not an easy decision." Li Tianya lowered his head and took a deep breath. In the past, he was just a master of the game, and he may have never experienced such a sense of responsibility in his life. He had thought that he had been reborn into this world only to change his destiny once more, but now he realized that it was not only for himself, but also for the future of the entire world. "So, Lu Yuelin, why did you choose to help me?" Li Tianya raised his head, his eyes full of doubts. Lu Yuelin smiled slightly. "This is a test, and it is also my mission. I come from the Knights Templar, and it is my responsibility to help choose those at the top of the tower when they need it most, and to help them find their true path. And I believe you can make a real difference in the world." Li Tianya was silent for a moment, and his gaze gradually became firm. He recalls his adventures over this time, from the initial confusion, to the gradual discovery of his role in this world, to the inner struggle of facing himself. He knew that no matter what, he couldn't escape this choice. "I choose to take it." Li Tianya finally spoke, revealing a new strength in his tone. "If this is a test given to me by fate, then I must choose to face it and bring the best I can to this world." Lu Yuelin nodded slightly, as if she was pleased with Li Tianya's decision. "You've made the right choice. Next, you'll face even greater challenges, but you're not alone in any case. We'll go down together. Chapter 8, Reshaping the World. When Li Tianya made his choice, the entire space at the top of the tower seemed to be changed by a huge force, and the surrounding world shook like never before. He could feel a steady stream of energy pouring out from the depths of the tower, and this energy seemed to be connected to the origin of the world, closely linking him to the fate of this magical world. At this moment, a brilliant light emanated from Li Tianya's body, illuminating the entire top of the tower. All the onlookers were surprised to find that Li Tianya's body was wrapped in a layer of mysterious power, which was both ancient and modern, as if transforming him from an ordinary game master into a true master of this world. Li Tianya, you are already connected to the fate of this world. Lu Yuelin's voice sounded, and her tone was full of reverence. You not only have the power of this world now, but you will also have the power to change the future of the world. Li Tianya took a deep breath and looked around. He knew that what he was facing was not just the problem of changing a world, but reshaping the structure and order of the world. This decision will determine the future of countless lives and change the course of history. I know, I have to be cautious. Li Tianya said slowly, with a hint of firmness in his eyes. This world has been torn apart by the struggle of various forces. I have to bring all the races and forces into some balance to ensure the stability of this world. As Li Tianya's words fell, the light at the top of the tower gradually condensed into a circular rune, which represented his control over this world. It is not just a symbol of strength, but also a responsibility that symbolizes that he will lead the world to a new future. Chapter 9, The New Order. Li Tianya's decision soon sparked a huge change in the world. All the forces and races began to reorganize, and he used his great strength and wisdom to mediate all kinds of contradictions and conflicts. His talent for play is not limited to combat, but is beginning to be used in governance and mediation to resolve these past differences. However, in the process, Li Tianya also gradually discovered that power alone cannot solve all problems. Every decision is filled with countless sacrifices and choices. Some forces are still dissatisfied with such a change and have secretly launched a rebellion. Not only did he have to face external challenges, but he also had to struggle with his inner struggles. And behind all this, there is a mysterious force quietly working, and the truth of that force will be revealed in the future. Chapter 10, The Final Showdown. As time passed, Li Tianya's rule gradually stabilized, but he also felt an increasingly strong threat. This threat comes from a mysterious being whose purpose seems to be to overthrow the order created by Li Tianya. Li Tianya must stand up again and lead the world to the final decisive battle. In the final showdown, Li Tianya will face the most powerful opponent in the past, which is also his unpredictable fate. And this decisive battle will determine the future of this world, and will also reveal the real secret behind his rebirth. What will happen to him, and whether Li Tianya will succeed in leading the world to peace and prosperity, or whether he will be plunged into endless wars and conflicts, everything will be revealed in this ultimate showdown. Finale. Li Tianya finally succeeded in defeating all the enemies and reshaping the order of the world. The new world he created was full of hope and prosperity, and he became a legendary existence in this world. His name will live on forever as an eternal symbol of this magical world. But Li Tianya knows that his path is not just about victory, but about endless challenges. Every decision, every choice, comes with unforeseen consequences. He will continue to guard this world until the very end.